Welcome back to the show, Murri. It's so good to talk to you again. How you doing?
Hi. I'm not sure.
Well, how can we help?
From when we talked last, my son had said, "Congratulations that you lost your faith." Then last week I got hit with a pretty big one. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Oh my gosh.
And a part of me want to run back to the church, but in my heart I know it wasn't real.
What do you think the church can do for you that makes it appealing? I mean, first of all, I'm very sorry to hear about your diagnosis, but and that you're open enough to talk about this. I just want to know from your perspective what's going in your head that you think the church or religion, either one, whichever one you were primarily focused on, could do for you given in this situation and time of need.
Oh, comfort, knowing that someone had my back, knowing that by his stripes we were healed, and all that kind of stuff.
See, I'm halfway with you, Murri, because I can so religions are really good at providing comfort, both real comfort in the sense of, hey, we're a community, we're going to provide some food, we're going to offer you some counseling and a hug and all these warm things, but also the fictional comfort, which to me, when I asked you what you were looking for, you went right to what I would consider to be the fictional comfort. So it's not so much that you're looking for a community of carers. It seems that you are worried that you could slip back into the notion that you are the special, loved, and protected creation of God.
But if I did that, I would know deep in my heart that it wasn't true. I've spent too much time studying about, atheism and going online and reading books to know that no matter, I'd just be pretending.
The first thing you said was the community, wasn't it? The first thing that you wanted to run back to was the feeling protected, the community aspect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I wasn't alone.
Yeah. It's especially difficult in these times when we're all socially distanced and it seems that the groups that are gathering together physically tend to be more religious groups nowadays and not secular groups. They tend to be staying further apart, I think. Have you looked into some place in your community that is a secular organization that maybe has regular meetings, virtual meetups or distance meetups, so that you know that you're not alone, but you're not stepping back into this environment where they're going to want to bring you back into the fold? Have you looked into anything like that?
No, not yet. I just got the diagnosis, and there's a lot of support groups for Parkinson's, but I'm still in the really early stages, and I'm afraid to go to those to see what my future is going to be.
Oh yeah, Murri, let me tell you.
So
I can completely understand that. I don't know of any health issue that I have that is as serious as your diagnosis. But for example, I've got type 2 diabetes, and when I see someone on TV who lost a foot due to this, it's like a stark reminder of what could be. So I can at least empathize a little bit.
Yeah.
But and while I don't think anybody should be going to any social gatherings in the midst of the pandemic, some online groups that are supporting it, give yourself some time to come to grips with your diagnosis and how you feel with it and how you're going to do it moving forward. If it's just within the last week, you don't need to pick a support group today, and you don't need to worry about looking into your future today. You need to kind of resonate, let the diagnosis resonate so that you can truly understand how you feel with it before other people try to tell you how you could feel. Sorry?
I said, I still feel pretty numb.
Yeah.
It's pretty fresh.
You know, and
it's pretty fresh. I don't want to be Mr. Sunshine on this, but support groups for conditions like that are not necessarily places where it's doom and gloom. People live, people survive, they persevere through these conditions, they live with it. They're not dying with it, they're living with these conditions. And when you're ready to join a group like that, I would hope that that group has a special focus on, hey, we're living our lives. Yes, we have this condition, but there's plenty of life left to be had. But there have got to be some online organizations that can help you with that. And also, if you want to stay away from the Parkinson's community because you're not ready for that, try to find secular community and some other interest that you might have, whether it's some sort of some fan group that you have or something like that, where you're meeting with people, you're talking with people about interests. And if there's ways for you to do volunteering remotely or something like that, something to get you immersed in a community, even though you can't be physically immersed in that community, can help you not feel so alone if you're working together for something that you believe is important.
You might also look at the Secular Therapist Project, because someone generally versed in therapy can ask you the right questions. Like right now, the question I want to ask you more than anything is, Murri, what is it that you'd most likely like to do moving forward? What's your priority?
Well, I wrote a trilogy and I'd like to see it published.
I wish I'd written the first part of a trilogy. So you're already well ahead of me. I would say that sounds like not only a worthy goal, but also a suitable distraction. That doesn't mean you're hiding from anything, but it allows you to focus your brain on something else so that you're not obsessing on the worst aspect at any given time. And then as you become more comfortable moving forward, I think those are, you should do what you want to do. And so I'm fully supportive. If I were you, maybe even start like some sort of GoFundMe for self-publishing if you're not able to find a publisher elsewhere. If that's the thing that's most important to you and it popped out of your mouth so quick, I want to encourage you to go do it. And then as you find you need help and support, I want you to reach out for that help and support too.
Yeah, Murri, remember, you're more than just this diagnosis. You're more than just some person that has left a religious group. You're, well, now we know a few things. You're an author, right? So when certain aspects of life become more difficult, we shift our weight to other things that we're more interested in. They give us more meaning. So lean on that a little bit, right? You wrote a trilogy. Maybe you have more. Are you still writing? Or have you taken a little bit of a break? Are you still writing?
I haven't written for a little while now. told my children all about this Brittany Batt and Jared Gerberlin character, and now I'm starting to put those down on paper. There was the stories that their names were Brittany and Jared, and I made the characters on our ranch, and so I've been starting to write them again.
Somebody in chat, by the way, also suggested perhaps instead of GoFundMe, you could start a Patreon account and you could virtually publish your own books there in chapters that people subscribe to. I would encourage you to pursue all of it, because you've already, let's be honest, Murri, you and I both know that the likelihood that you're just going to fall back into belief is vanishingly small. You've already acknowledged that even if you did it, you would do it knowing that it wasn't honest. And so I'm just going to encourage you to be you and be honest, and to get the support you need, hopefully, whether it's directly related to a Parkinson's diagnosis or just, you as a person, because as Johnny pointed out, you are not just that diagnosis. That's just a tiny part. So I tell you this, Murri, I don't know when the next convention is going to be, but since you and I worked out a deal for a previous convention, let's work on you touching base with me a couple times between now and the next convention, and maybe we can hang out again.
Okay, I would like that. You were very kind.
Thank you. I enjoyed meeting you. Please work on your books and all the things that you enjoy, and keep us posted on your progress. You could be another inspiring story. You know, I have friends like Dave Warnock, who's dealing with a terminal diagnosis, and there are others. Someday you may be the person who's running a Parkinson's help group. And I'd like to point out that the thing that you're probably most scared of about, hey, seeing where what may be down the pipeline and other things, I guarantee you that any group that's been around for a while has dealt with people who have those same fears, and they should probably be pretty good at introducing you to the group and alleviating some of those fears. They are the experts, and you will become an expert too. And what you do with that in order to help other people coming down with this diagnosis, I'm looking forward to that sort of kind of sea change of encouraging people by talking about your lived experience.
Okay, so I'll check in with you the next 12 months.
Whenever you want, whenever there's an update, Murri, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Please,
please be safe. Let's see, I'm just kind of taking them in order because I want to kind of move along, but Murri, that was so good. You know, she had called in before, and we got to meet up at a convention. So it was nice.